listeners, returning live on the Chris Collins Show Millennial Talk Show is singer-songwriter Cloe Wilder. And also check out our brand new podcast series, Off the Fret, featuring the Blowies as our inaugural guest. More music talk out now wherever you listen to podcasts. But we got the one and only Cloe Wilder with us on Strike a Chord. How you doing, fam? Oh, we got you muted. I know how that is. We're in the Zoom world. I know you've been out of class for a while.
I know you're there.
Am I here?
You are here. We can hear you now. I can already tell you got a great studio vibe. I can already tell already. You got a beautiful Telecaster behind you. I want to pick that up right now. That looks amazing.
Thank
but
you.
Yeah, it
I was like,
does.
a Telecaster? She has a Telecaster, like a prompter? I was like, oh, guitar.
Oh my gosh. No.
I don't know. I don't play the guitar. I got an acoustic.
That's too funny. But Chloe, let's just get right on into it. It's so good to see you again. I mean, what's going on in your world?
Oh, I've really just been in this room a lot. I've been making a ton of music. I've been in LA for like a couple of months now, and it's just been really productive and nice. And yeah, like you said, trying to get back on the schoolwork. That's been a thing for like the past couple of days.
Yeah, so I don't think too many people know this about you, but when we first had you on, you're obviously in the state of Florida. That's where you go to school. I forgot what age you are right now, but obviously at such a young milestone in your career to be able to bounce around the country, obviously during this crazy pandemic, and to be making new music in Los Angeles, I think is something so special. I mean, can you explain a little bit more about how that's been like for you?
Oh yeah. So I'm 15 right now. And so it's just my second year of high school. And I mean, yeah, it's kind of just, I think the balance is definitely, I'm not a very balanced person in general. So I'm trying to get better at that, because when it comes to, I'm just very I get tunnel vision in both when it comes to okay, if I have a really good day with my schoolwork, then I want to do it for the rest of the week. Or if I really have a really good writing session, I want to do it for the rest of my life. So yeah, I think it's definitely been a little bit of a.
Well, how do you balance your priorities? Because I know you were kind of telling me before that, obviously when you think about the different time zones, if you're waking up at, let's say 6 a.m. here, class starts at 9 a.m. in Florida. I mean, how are you able to balance that crazy workload?
I don't. I
love the honesty.
Yeah, I don't go to the classes that are that early, but I mean, my teachers are so great, and I actually switched to a different school this year, and the campus is in Florida, and that's nice. I haven't been to the campus yet, but I have the option to go to campus.
Wow,
so
that's
really
crazy.
Cool. But yeah, so I mean, I just wanted more of a actual I wanted to be around people kind of, and so now I have scheduled classes and everything, and I go to those when I'm in Florida. But my teachers, I emailed them before I came out here, and I was like, I'm probably not going to wake up at 6 a.m. So.
Did any of them feel like they were oh my gosh, Chloe, you are such a superstar? Did they become starstruck with you, and they're just oh, okay, we'll just let you slide, Chloe, you're just such a rock star?
I think they're all just I wish. I think they're all just really cool, and yeah, and I think, and I'm not the only one at my school that travels and does other cool things, and so I feel that also, I feel I'm not the first of my kind for them, but yeah, so I mean they've just all been really chill about
Do you have more respect for teachers now that you have to deal with teachers that have to live in this Zoom reality and then do in-class learning as well? I mean, I can only imagine. I mean, you've been doing it for, gosh, it seems like 2 years now.
Yeah. And I mean, I totally have, because getting, a bunch of teenagers to focus on you in a Zoom room is that's tough. And
they all go, we want to play Teenage Lullabies.
But yeah, so I have so much respect for teachers, and I always have, because I mean, I, went to the same school for however many years when I was, super little to 8th grade, and I loved it there. And they were all, and it was I've always gone to really small schools. And so that was and I felt very much a part of something, and all my teachers were so nice there. And I started traveling there too. And so I feel I've never had a teacher be upset with me about my traveling, and maybe I've just gotten super lucky, but I feel they, and even in this time right now, the state of the world, everybody's just been super understanding, and I feel we're all understanding of each other, because it's something to figure out
together, right? Of all ages.
Totally. We're all in this one together for sure. And so I and yeah, they've all just been so nice, and I can't imagine having the extra weight of super heavy schoolwork, because I don't have that right now, and it's really great. I was I actually was just saying that my my schoolwork is like a lighter load than like my music work, and that's how I've wanted it to be, so that I can, I don't need to. I'm not nearly as anxious as I was.
That's great. I'm so glad that you're able to still pursue your career because, like I've told you numerous times, I mean, I think you're a superstar in the making, and we're always blessed to have you return to the show. And we are about to be playing your brand new music video, In the Next Life, and you had quite the tell-all Instagram post when you said, quote, "This is entirely an alternative video from what I had originally planned to use. Honestly, it's been a strange experience for me not having it look exactly as I had envisioned it." So how did you envision it?
Well, that's so funny. I don't think I've ever had somebody read my direct quote to me. I
Hey, it's like, hey, that's a tell-all.
it is. I got a little spicy. But yeah, so we basically planned on filming this one. It was supposed to look like a one take, but we weren't really filming it in a one take. And so we had got all these sets ready, and it was supposed to be me going through the seasons of life. And yeah, so we like, did all these really pretty sets, and we were filming in this, I forget where it was. It was like Lancaster or something. And it was like
Okay.
this beautiful, like desert open area. And it was so nice. And there were like a bunch of little houses that we had that the set designer had made to look like separate houses for the seasons.
Gotcha.
And it was super cool. And then when I got the footage back, I don't know. We also had a one take from the summer set, and I watched both of them like next to each other, because we basically we were filming. The summer set was the only one that wasn't like a set design really.
Okay.
And that was where the video ended up being, and we all really liked it. And so we were like, let's just do a one take just in case, so that we have it for Spotify canvases and like content stuff.
Okay, so you're thinking even beyond. That's so interesting that you say that, because that's so true. I mean, Spotify has been utilizing that kind of, it seems like a Vine video, like a 7-second Vine video of moving.
You can use like extra content on there, and so that's what I was thinking at first. And then when we got both of the videos back, and that song, it's one of my favorites, and
What's it about?
It's
In the Next Life.
It's like really inspired. My grandpa was the only like major death I've ever experienced, and I kind of saw and I wasn't like super close with him, and I saw my family just like fall apart after he died. And I think that it was kind of I didn't realize really how important he was to all of us until after. And that was kind of one of those shocking life moments for me. Especially, I was little. I can't remember exactly how old I was, but I was little. And I and it was so strange to just see all of these family members that you look up to just totally fall apart from each other.
Yeah.
And so I think that, and I think we were all very comforted by okay, but maybe we'll see him again. And I thought about that more, and I was like, you know what, I think that a lot of people do that when it comes to people dying, because it's we as people, it's so uncertain, and there's so much about life that we can understand fully. And even for me, I don't know if that's what I believe necessarily, that we're gonna see each other again. But it's really, I think it's a sweet thing to try and think.
Yeah.
Because
So do you think that when we die, that's just it?
I honestly, I don't know.
It's hard to put words into it. You're still figuring it out, right? I mean, I think that's cool.
Why, writing, I've honestly, in my new project too, I've been writing a little bit about, religion and the afterlife, and just trying to, in a very just observant way. Just
I like that you use your music to explore these themes of death. What happens to us. I mean, that's very philosophical. And the fact that at your age, because I did the same thing, just exploring and trying to figure out what is real, what is truth, what does make sense. And you're using your platform and music to explore that. It's very cool.
Yeah, and I thought it was a beautiful closing track to your EP, Teenage Lullabies, and it obviously sounds like in your new music we're going to have more of a hinted story coming along with the next record. But let's let the CCS family know what's good. This is the alternative music video, but it's a beautiful music video. I really love the one shot. This is the brand new one. It's called In the Next Life, live on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show.
there's so much more for me to find. You'll visit me from paradise. Need a lullaby so I can fall asleep. See you in my dreams. Stay another night so I can fall asleep. 'Cause you're not mine to keep. So I made a deal with the other side. I made a deal with the other side so I can find you in the next life, in the next life, in the next life.
Brand new music video, In the Next Life. And I just want to remind the listening audience, you are listening to Strike a Chord, where if you physically or digitally pick up that record, you're going to know these tracks. And what's the deal? What's the deal? What's you're singing in the lyrics. So what's that deal that you made with your
Oh my
grandpa?
That's like what I was referring to earlier with just like the idea of it, I guess, because there's not, I think that's what bothers us as people about death too, is there's nothing concrete we can like do to stop it or do to fix it or do to
Right.
make ourselves feel better. And so, I mean, and when it came to this one and a lot of this project, it was, I was trying to just describe my I guess it was more of just like an introduction to myself, and especially at that time specifically. And that was when I was first, like getting into, and we wrote it in, March of last year. And so it was when I was kind of first getting into this more like this space where I felt more comfortable to talk about things that made me uncomfortable. And so I think, yeah,
Well, I think it's a beautiful song. I love that you open up like that. And I know your grandpa is definitely hearing this song. I mean, I got the vibes from it instantly, and I know your family's proud. And I think it's a beautiful song that's going to resonate during your lifetime. And I definitely wanted to ask you this, Chloe, because it's like, how have you been able to use social media during these unprecedented times? Have you found that it's, you have to stay more connected with the fans and other musicians because of social media?
Yes, for sure. And I have a super hard time with social media. I'm really bad at it, and I've never been.
Is that by choice or?
I don't know. It's like, I think it's because I'm like an angsty artist, and I'm like, no, like I can't. I don't know. But
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, it's definitely become more of a priority during the pandemic. And I think that it was a good opportunity though, because then I got to actually like learn the importance of it, where for a while I was just upset with it because of the way it made me feel, because I'd only been using social media for like a year before I started using it professionally. And so it went really quickly from me having like my middle school in my bio to being like singer-songwriter.
Right.
Like it was so intense, and I didn't like have the time to like enjoy it as a teenager, I feel like. So
Absolutely.
Which is better for you. No, honestly, it's better because you would have wrote stuff that you would have regretted later on in your professional life as a teenager. So it's better you stop now.
It's good that it's been supervised. Well, honestly, I think about that a lot, because the few posts that I did have up before it was supervised by my management, yeah, it was.
They were like, delete that, please.
Yeah, so I think
we did that to Chris too.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody.
Like Chris.
Yeah, that's facts. It's just the real world reality. I mean, that's why we always laugh. I mean, oh my gosh, you're so smart at a young age. It's so glad to hear that you got management that's got your back. And just give us like a quick like 20-30 seconds kind of like an idea about your music video, I Want to Be Alone with You. Where did this all kind of get started?
So I Want to Be Alone with You, we wrote that for the EP. I can't remember which one it was. It was like the 4th or 5th song we wrote for the EP. And yeah, I mean, the second, that's one of those ones that I had visuals in mind, like while I was writing it. And so that was cool.
In the Pink Motel. Yes, the iconic Pink Motel.
Yeah, I knew that I wanted it that I wanted it at the pink mode. So that was cool. That was really the only like concept I had though, was that I found the pink motel on Pinterest and I was like, okay, this is it. And then yeah, I mean, it's like a romanticized version of like awkward teenage love. So I think
Basically what the title of the EP is, right? Teenage Lullabies.
exactly, that one was, especially because like it's basically saying like all the things that like I wish I could be cool enough to say to certain people, but like never.
Right.
So I think
Well, let's let the music video play for itself, because I want to be able to play it in full for you, because that would be such a disservice on my end. So let's let the CCS family know what's good. This is your music video. I Want to Be Alone with You, live on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show.
I'm running my race since I saw you around. If you come over, then we could work it out. I can see us ready forever. We don't have to speak. We can do whatever. It's so bittersweet. How we'll end the end of the night. I can see us ready forever. We don't have to speak. We can do whatever. It's so bittersweet. I'll remember you the rest of my life. If looks could kill, then I'd die. I wanna be alone with you. I really hope you feel it too. Sit on the stairs and stare at you. Wanna cross that fine line. If looks could kill, then I'd die. I wanna be alone with you. I really hope you feel it too. Sit on the stairs and stare at you. Wanna cross that fine line. If looks could kill, then I'd die. You see that side of her when you're both in the dark. Now that it's my turn, I don't know where to start. I can see us riding forever in this in-between. We can do whatever, it's so bittersweet. I could stay here for the rest of my life. If looks could kill, then I'd die. I wanna be alone with you. I really hope you feel it too. Sit on the stairs and stare at you. Wanna cross that fine line. If looks could kill, then I'd die. I wanna be alone with you. I really hope you feel it too. Sit on the stairs and stare at you. Wanna cross that fine line. If looks could kill, then I'd die. I wanna be alone with you. I really hope you feel it too. Sit on the stairs and stare at you. Wanna cross that fine line. If looks could kill,
Yeah,
then
that's what's
I'd
good. That is
die.
Chloe Wilder, and that's her track, I Want to Be Alone with You, on that EP, Teenage Lullabies. And Chloe, real quickly, let the CCS family know what's good. Where can they follow you on social media?
I'm Chloe Wilder everywhere on all
Everywhere.
media platforms. I'm the same thing everywhere.
That's what's up. You know, Chloe, it's an honor again to have you return to the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show, and sky's the limit for you, my
Yes.
friend, and cannot wait to hear your new music at the start of the new year. So I know I'll be scoping you out. So thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Ciao. Thank you.
Peace, Chloe.